Very soon, I'm going to be coming out with a book called In the Garden of Evil, which is this book right here. This book is a dark fantasy horror adventure. It's very intense. I'm going to spend this video talking about Ringer, who is one of my favorite characters that I've ever created in my fictional world. Ringer is interesting because he's a devil. So in the Garden of Evil, you actually have the literal devil, that would be Lucifer, and you have him with a specific agenda with certain goals in mind. But he also has devils, and one of the devils is Ringer. Ringer is sent to essentially corrupt Adam, and yet simultaneously keep him safe from a madman named Stein, who wants Adam because Stein is tipped to the fact that Adam has certain knowledge that that Stein would really find a lot of value in, even if it's questionable knowledge and questionable information. So what makes Ringer a fascinating character for me is his dynamic with Adam. Basically, he comes to corrupt Adam, so he appears at his house one day, and he appears at his house and is like, "We're basically gonna go, and we have to leave because Stein's coming our way." And so Ringer and Adam embark on an adventure. It's a very tenuous and difficult relationship because Ringer is indeed trying to corrupt Adam, and as such, he's very apathetic towards Adam. Sometimes he's even cruel towards Adam. There's a scene where Adam is talking about his kids, Cain and Abel, and how he gets sad because he can't see them. And Ringer basically says that he doesn't care, and that Adam should basically get over it. Indeed, Ringer is a difficult character in general. The question that you're left asking is, what is Ringer's motive? Why does he want to corrupt Adam? And basically the whole first book, which is called Dissension, is focused on Adam's corruption and the adventures of Ringer. It's very difficult for Adam because Adam is very innocent and he's very virtuous, and Ringer's coming along and slowly pulling at the thread of that and ripping it apart at the seams. So there's this really tense scene where Adam has to steal a car because he's about to be attacked by Stein. He's about to be discovered by Stein, and so they end up stealing a car. But the scene is a little ambiguous because there's kind of an implication that Ringer wanted Adam to steal the car. This was because you get the idea that Ringer wants to subvert Adam's notions of right and wrong. So normally we would say theft is wrong, theft of a car is wrong, but Ringer is like, look, this is a cosmic battle and there are much bigger things going on here that you could barely even begin to imagine, and right and wrong really doesn't even matter, or at least our conventional notions of right and wrong from the biblical perspective doesn't even matter. From the biblical or conventional perspective and societal perspective doesn't matter, because the stakes are so high. And that is indeed what Ringer is supposed to represent, is the fact that even though he's a devil and he does benefit from doing evil acts, there's a lot more to the story, because essentially Ringer is aware that the stakes are high, that things are desperate, and that the decisions that that Ringer and Adam make must be out of necessity and must be out of desperation because the stakes are so high. But all of this, of course, takes its toll on Adam, because Adam wants to be virtuous and he wants to do the right thing, and there's this constant friction between Ringer and Adam, Ringer of which does very many questionable things, and it basically wears on Adam's sanity. I won't go into that specific subplot, but there's a lot that happens, and it weighs on Adam's sanity, and I won't go into too much detail, but essentially the idea is that Adam slowly starts to lose his sanity as he becomes more and more corrupt, and Adam's wondering if he can hold his ground. So to kind of wrap up this little discussion, this specific point, there's a scene near the beginning where Adam, even though he's not a religious man, he has a Bible, and he's holding this Bible, and he's thinking about it, and he wants to bring it with him. And Ringer takes the Bible and he burns it at a fire that comes out of nowhere. And this is supposed to represent the rejection of what we expect right and wrong to be, of what we expect morality to be, of what we expect our notions of God and the devil to be, to really challenge our notions of what we should do, and to really drive home this idea of intense stakes, of having no source of comfort to rely upon, because things are so very dark, because this cosmic battle is huge, as you'll find out if you read this book, and there's a lot of things going on. So I'm going to close by reading a description of Ringer as a devil, and I hope you enjoy it. Adam saw the figure draped in darkness, even in the growing daylight, and figured he would still be the shadowy even in the middle of the day, with the sun at its brightest peak. For a moment, the figure just stayed within this darkness. Then the darkness began to peel back, exposing the figure. His eyes were solid black. He had green skin, and Adam could tell that the texture was like that of a snake, scales included. His tongue flicked out every few seconds, and it was pitchfork sharp. The figure's nose consisted of 2 holes, and he had thick black hair. A king snake lay around the figure's neck, a snake that appeared to like the figure, trust him, submit to him. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope you enjoyed this talk, and I hope this primes you for In the Garden of Evil, which will be coming your way around around the end of this month. So roughly May 20th to the 22nd. This is Phoenix, and thank you.